What's happening, Billy?
I'm retweeting. My retweet is going to be the show.
Yeah.
So I'm going to repost with comments saying coming in with a head full of steam.
Head full of steam.
Yeah. There's a lot of people outside that thought the show ended at 9. They're waiting for you, just to let you know.
Kelly and I are super grateful because there usually, every day there are folks waiting out there for us. We appreciate that. Yeah. We're very grateful about it.
So this Grandissimo.
Grandissimo.
It's 38, like 24 hours ago.
We're over 50 now.
54.
54.
What happened?
There was a social influencer that did 3. I know my buddy.
I thought you could only do 2.
I don't know if he wants me to say his name, but you know him as well. He came in. He came into town. Can we just mention our buddy that was just in here?
Sure.
He's doing the full pack. Randy McKay.
Randy didn't sign up yet.
Well, he's about to.
But he's signing up right now with the proxy.
Randy's doing the full package. He's doing 1 Grandissimo.
Yep.
All 5 millions and 10 Survivor Classics.
Yeah.
So $115K.
Yeah. I'm signing in today.
You're signing.
I didn't sign up yet.
All right. So what are you gonna do? The whole gamut. What are you doing in the end?
Oh, same thing.
Same thing. $115K.
Yeah. Actually, it's amazing. My wife, she's out of control. She's even coming in to sign up for things.
What's that at the end there?
The millions is going to be an overlay.
Oh, man. Wait, so you're doing Grandissimo?
I am.
By yourself?
Nope. Here's the story.
Okay.
Last time I was here,
you
remember before we had Matt Boyer on last week, the week before, the free roll, my buddy from Myrtle Beach.
Yes.
Talks broke down. The 23rd hour, the talks broke down, and he wouldn't go for the free roll I wanted him to go for.
And the free roll you asked for was?
25%, but of course I wanted 20. I wanted to work towards the 20.
You just started 25.
Yeah, of course.
I told you you were a little. I told you you were a little mashugana with the 25.
Yeah. So he was like, "Don't worry, we'll do it at the end." And you even though it's mine, it's in my name.
There's no doing it. I have to know. Yeah.
So talks broke down. He's out, and believe it or not, I have a family member of his that's taking 1/3. So we're going a third. My buddy Jagger, he's going to be in there. Another guy and me, and I hate to say that a very close family member of his is out. So yeah, I just can't.
Wow.
He's a good friend of mine and stuff, but situationally.
I thought you were going to tell me Vinny Favorito was involved. Thank God. Okay.
He came in my podcast last week. He just showed up at Westgate, and he was on my podcast last week. People were asking me, why would you ever bring him on? Well, I said he was there. He came on, and I said, to be honest with you, I'm promoting the show a little bit. How am I going to get paid back any money if the guy doesn't have traffic coming into a show?
Oh, good call.
Trying to think all different things.
So
by the way, like I said, he's very funny.
Man owes you money. Promote him so he can make money. That hopefully, if it trickles down to you.
Yeah, if he gets past the poker table, I got a shot to get something.
That's right. If you can navigate, if you can go through obstacles.
I'm shocked at this, Gil. I did not expect to see that. Now, a guy outside just told me that Mike Matisau, a couple poker players were in here last night. Brandon Cantu, Mike Matisau, and Phil Hellmuth were here last night. Mm-hmm. And the word is that there's a lot more people signing up for this. Like they think this is going to be close to like 75, 80.
Because these poker folks are cash fluid.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I thought there was. I honestly thought there was going to be like the over-under was 30. I think we said 29.5. People have a lot of money. There's a lot of gambling money out there.
You know, Phil Hellmuth does a podcast on VSiN now.
I did, and I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah,
it's got to be interesting. Him talking. I had him on my podcast, and I'll be blunt. I wasn't a Phil Hellmuth fan at the time, but I told him, listen, my dad, he watched poker for 2 people, you and Mike Matisau, or else he wouldn't even have watched. Mm-hmm. And Phil was so nice. He was so receptive. It's a kind of a little bit of a act there, cameras on, and I think when he's on at the games. And by the way, it's good for the you have to have some people that are controversial and stuff, and I like Phil. I like him.
So you think 75 by the end of this?
Well, according to what these guys are these poker players are talking about, I wasn't. Listen, no, I thought it was going to be 40 when I came in here today.
I said it at 30.5 the total, and I was high.
No, this is unbelievable.
Okay, so I've asked this of Kelly. I've asked this a couple times this week. You know how people fail to put in their standard Circa Survivor entries every week?
Believe it or not, I'm embarrassed to tell you, I have done that 1 year.
You did?
1 year. No, the millions. I forgot to put millions in for one of my best friends that was in the running for the quarter. Thank God he wouldn't have won it, but I forgot to put him in. You can do it. It can happen.
I set the over-under at 0.5 entries in Circa Grandissimo.
Oh, I would say no. Really?
Zero?
Someone's going to forget that? Wow.
The theory
You know
being,
what? I'll tell you, even though I live in Vegas,
Yeah.
let me tell you something. Have to get a proxy.
Yes.
You absolutely have to get a proxy. The things we do on Saturdays and running around making bets, absolutely. Even though I live here, a proxy's taking care of my stuff.
Don't you think one of these poker schmendricks is going to forget?
Could be. It could. And you imagine being nitty, not giving a proxy $100.
That's totally right.
I'm going to have probably my friend Scott do it. Or maybe even Steve, the proxy. I asked him to do it a couple of years ago. He got a little weird on me, but that's all right, Steve. You're going to see this live. I know you listen every week. But he got a little weird on me because I had so many. But I'm going to have one of these guys do some proxying for me this year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because even though I live here, because I'm busy on Saturdays.
It does. I said this to Kelly off air. I didn't say this on air. It does cause anxiety, right?
Yes.
That deadline. And I know some people have multiple alarms and all kinds of, but I feel it for the 20 weeks that this goes on. There is almost a sense of relief in week 21. It's like, oh, thank God I don't have to put anything on. I don't have to worry about this deadline. Because you can forget.
You know,
you can.
The guy that does the show, I'm sorry, I don't know the name of the show. We've been on it multiple times. Is it the Survivor show?
Yes, the Survivor documentary you're talking about.
Documentary. Yes. He's like, Crack, we got to film you walking up with 100,000. I said, no, I'm not doing it.
No, you don't have to do that.
I mean, why? But why? I mean, you could film 50 other people doing it too. I mean, and we're all partnerships. Some of these people have 10 partners. I mean, just to see 100,000 in cash. Listen, would I let him do it? I guess if you push me enough. But it's we're partner. We have partners in these things. I was looking for a free roll. I wasn't even looking to put up anything.
Yeah.
Now I'm putting up a third. But
you're gonna take advantage. If you get far, you're gonna take advantage of the of folks investing and maybe a Survivor Sweat thing, but also just because I that's a whole cottage industry now, right?
Yeah.
That didn't exist a couple years ago, where some people are just and who was it that pointed out on Twitter? I think it was Tony Farmer who pointed out. Yes, who said just remember that some people are just trying to get to week 9 and week 10 and then do the sell off thing. So
yeah. You know what's funny? There's a couple Survivor shows that are on.
Yes.
One came on my suggestions, and I'm sorry, I don't know. I'll get the name by the next break. It was excellent. There's one. It only had like 250 views. I was like, this is really good.
Yeah.
They showed these charts for the year, and
yeah.
I didn't know it was even on. I don't know how it came on YouTube, but there was a Survivor show, and I'm going to tell people that because they should know about it.
Think about this. 5 years ago, this was the only show talking about it.
That's
right? And now everybody, right? It's like you're like you said, podcast tentacles of people going deep dive on Survivor. Derek's. I don't know if you know this about Derek Stevens. Smart guy.
Yeah,
he knew that this would spread like wildfire.
Nah, he should have had 50 as a guarantee for the Grandissimo. Then I would have gave him more credit.
Should have had 50 as the guarantee.
Yeah. 15?
No,
No, I'm saying he had 15.
Yeah.
Come on, people have money. A lot of Bitcoin money out there. A lot of people are much smarter than me. Yeah.
Okay, so.
But we come here pumped up today for this. So this is
Randy McKay was in here. He said this might be your last show. He said because you're upset about something.
Yeah, we'll get to it. Hold on, let me just think about a couple things.
Oh, okay.
The guy was outside waiting to shake hands.
Yeah.
Fairway something.
Fairway Fred.
Oh, you know.
I saw him on the way in.
Okay, Fairway Fred.
Yeah.
He just gave me a strategy. He's like, listen, Crack, I'm in the Survivor, and I'm using the Eagles tonight. I said, okay, sir. Great. Nice guy. I actually think I met him before. Real nice guy. Mm-hmm. And he said, however, I'm betting Dallas. And he said, if I get the fiddle in the middle and they cover, I'm buying another entry into the contest. Like, I thought that was good. I actually said, you should take that entry if you do win 1,000 and go into millions with the overlay.
So he hasn't maxed his number of entries.
I just thought it was kind of cute.
Yeah.
I think it's a good strategy.
Everybody's got their own little angle on it.
There was 8.5 yesterday. I'm sorry, I don't know if there is today. I've seen some 8.5 on the game.
It got down to 7.5 in some spots this morning.
Oh, really?
And then bounced back
because there was 8.5 yesterday. Yeah. The only reason why I know because I actually, believe it or not, I not that it's a giant play, but. I want to be on the bookmaker's side. The 8.5 it was at MGM. I think I bet it yesterday. I'll take a peek before we go back.
So you're on the Eagles tonight?
No, I actually bet Dallas.
You bet Dallas.
I bet Dallas plus the points, and I'm not using any Philadelphia in my survivors. But I'll
in Circa you can't because they play Black Friday.
Still 8.5s out there. MGM, South Point 8.5.
Philadelphia plays Black Friday. They're a Thanksgiving team.
No. What did I just say? I'm sorry. What's the last thing?
You said you're not playing Philadelphia and
I'm not
Survivor.
play Philadelphia.
Yeah, and I'm saying how
contest.
could you? There's yeah.
Okay, but believe it or not, I'm probably not going to play. I really don't even want to play Denver in any. I'm going to have a lot of entries here and a lot of different things. I don't even want to bet Denver. I want to look more towards maybe a Jacksonville or something. Jacksonville's playing Carolina, right? They're like 3.5. Like there's like when else are you going to be able to use Jacksonville? This year. Jacksonville is 3.5. But and then maybe root against Denver. I mean, can Tennessee beat them? Of course. So look what happened last year, week 1.
So with your 10 entries, though, then what are you saying? That you're probably going to go 5 different teams to start?
Actually, going to have about 30 entries, to be honest with you.
Okay, 30.
No, we're going to be partnerships in 30.
Yeah, but you're going to, at some point, that's the conundrum of Survivor, right? Yeah. The most optimal way to play is to shove all in, right? But we have brains, human brains, that cause the panic of getting knocked out early, so you want to spread it around.
I shoved all in last year and lost a lot of money.
And lost. Yeah. So this year you're going a little
I'll have a couple Denvers, but there's going to be some mixing them up with some other teams.
Remember, the more teams you play, the more that they'll slough off.
That's true.
Quickly. Bill, so do you have a bet? You are betting the Cowboys tonight, then?
I bet the Cowboys plus 8.5. It's right now it's minus 110 over at South Point. I've seen. Just for a bet, it's nothing crazy. It's an NFL side. I'm tough on sides, so it's a smaller percentage of bankroll. But I'm doing them this year, though. The reason why I'm doing them because I think I told you I watched one of my guys just win over 50 units in 3 years. So when he texted me that, I was already thinking that way. If it went to 9, though. But anyway, just to go back to what I said last segment. Pool Genius was the show, and it only had 300 views when I seen it.
This is our guy, Jason Lisk.
I didn't even know you knew him just till today.
Yeah, he's been on the show, yeah.
Oh, wow. I thought it was excellent.
I was actually quoting his stuff this week.
NFL Survivor show, pick one. They did 2 shows. I watched them both, and I thought they were excellent, those guys. And you said he's super smart guy, which you could tell. It's a free show. It's right on YouTube. And things were put together here by Kelly, was saying about this contest, and I got this text from this team rankings. They have something to do with Pool Genius, so there's a little shameless plug a free plug for those guys.
There you go. They deserve it.
Yeah, they deserve it.
Yeah. All right. What's got your goat?
Let's see. I'm a little bit upset now. Listen, you just heard me talk good about Barry's on Diamo. I love Circa things that happens. I'm still Fez is a better man than me. I'm a little bit upset about what Mike Palm said about Fez a couple weeks ago. I don't want you to say anything. Let me just talk. I usually don't bull guard you like that, but if anyone gets in
I didn't know this is where it was going.
Any kind of trouble, you can let me get in trouble, and I don't care if I get in any trouble, to be honest with you. I don't think it was fair of Mike the way he came on and started talking about Fez and saying, he thinks he never admits to being wrong. I don't know why he would come on like that and do. Fez is a walking, talking free advertisement for the building, for Legacy Club, for downtown, for the fireworks, promotes Circa things all the time. Even if you thought that way, how can you put him on blast
100%
on air?
100%.
How can you put him on blast on air, even if you thought that way? Derek Stevens spends millions of dollars on billboards everywhere. All millions of dollars. Customer retention is giant to get that. Spending all that money, and here you have of a guy that has millions of tweets and millions of views every month that you get free advertisement to a target marketing audience, and you actually want to alienate that? I don't think Derek would be for that. Now, granted, maybe I should have. If I ever felt this way about anyone, I would go to them and talk to them first, or maybe even talk to Derek, or say, hey, this guy. Don't put the guy on blast. I mean, like I said, listen, I get 5 to 10 million views a month on my socials. It's just what it is during football season. I've been getting a lot of views. All we do is talk good about you guys. So we talk. How can you go after some? I don't know, man.
It's amazing.
I'll just be blunt. I don't get it. And some people with, maybe college degrees and, you got to have some street smarts and some common sense. You got to realize what you're doing. If I hired someone, I would make sure they know they stay far away from a microphone. if they want to put up someone on blast that gets me that makes me money.
Well, and again, not only that, Fezzik and I had the conversation on Twitter.
He was very nice about it.
Well, this is when we first brought it up. I said all the things that Mike was complaining about. If Fezzik agreed, one of his things was Fezzik doesn't ever say he's wrong. Fezzik agreed with the fact that it was a locals discount. He agreed with the fact that the Eagles are playing in a Thanksgiving consideration, all that. And then when I did bring it up last week, Fezzik, what was your tweet? What was your text to me? He goes, "Oh, all of a sudden, Fezzik's Mother Teresa."
Oh, I said, well, he was on the show Friday.
He was so nice.
I was going to let him handle it and see if I wasn't going to say it. It's not my place to say nothing.
Yeah.
I said, what is this, Fez Mother Teresa? Yeah. He was just like, oh, don't worry. And take the
so great.
He's smarter than me. I'm a street guy. Man. I mean,
well,
I use street terms.
He was very hurt by it, was the point.
Listen.
He was very hurt by it.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
All right. I wasn't going to say this.
Yeah.
I ran into him that day.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't believe what Mike Palm just did to me. And I listened to it, and I was irate. I was so mad.
Yeah.
Because, listen, we don't get anything extra here. I don't get anything. We don't get any comps or anything like extra. Not that you can even buy me anyway, even with food. You can't buy me. But, by the way, the rate of me betting at Circa, compared to like Westgate, I get like 25 more, 100 times more towards my comp points than betting here, because they have, people that are sharper here get comped at a lower rate than Joe Public, which all right, I have no problem with too. I don't know. Listen, I don't want to act like I'm putting the guy on blast. I'm not doing what he did. I don't think. I'm not talking in a degrading manner.
You're just defending your friend.
Yeah, and that's what I do. And I know. Listen, we all know Fez gets himself in trouble on Twitter and the way he talks sometimes.
We all know
he talks with
an
air of confidence, though. I think more than cockiness, and people think that. So, I was thinking not to maybe mention the name, but you guys are going to know it's Mike Palm, because he's the only one that would.
We've already brought it up. We've already discussed it on here.
I don't get it, Mikey boy. Anyway, that was one of the things, and like I said, I've come in with a head full of steam about, department heads. So here you have there's a casino in town, and I'm not going to mention the names. I like the casino. So you have a mountain. You have the boss on top of the mountain, and he starts yelling at every department head because they didn't reach last year's numbers. And by the way, I know this actually happened. So meanwhile, the numbers from last year and the year before that, they crushed those expectations and forecast, just crushed the numbers. So now each department, it could be food and beverage, sports betting. That's what this happened, by the way. Sports betting and casino operations. They all need to tighten up now, and we have to make more money, and in the end, the customer gets shafted. But you have to realize that you're yelling at all these people and you're making them change things. Customers know. Customers know that you're only giving back half the money now on video poker. In other words, you used to go dollar for dollar point-wise, and now it's dollar for 50 cents now. So they cut video poker and points earning in half. Now they actually cut food comps in half. Customers know, and especially loyal customers, they know. But the masses may not know that are coming in, drinking, partying, gambling. But lots of customers know. The people that listen to this show, our viewers here, this is like I always say, I do like a dozen shows a week. This is the most astute listeners and followers, I think, of any show I do. So customers know. It just happened recently. Everything was cut down, and I just said, the customer gets shafted so bad in the end from someone that doesn't even gamble. Here you have someone at the top, doesn't know what it is to lose a paycheck, to want to get a $20 comp and be told, no, we can't give it to you or something. So you have to be in the pulse of that floor. I use it a lot. You have to know what it is to gamble. I said it many times. I would never, ever hire anyone in the marketing department unless they gambled. I know it sounds crazy. I want those people to know what it is to lose and ask for a comp and be told no, or before you're making decisions. By the way, it only costs you like 30% of what you're giving away. A guy's asking for a buffet comp for $35. It's costing you less than $10. For $10, you want someone going and telling their friends they didn't give me a comp, and telling their friends they didn't. Now you have a little thing that should have been handled here, and it could spiral out in the country club where they all meet every day and start talking. Now, I'm talking about locals. So That you just don't want that, in my opinion.
You know what? I think that's true of many industries.
My wife says that. She goes,
it's
Bill,
true
that's
of many.
everything.
It's everything.
Really?
And we just happen to be in our little corner of the world.
All right.
And
that's what she says.
Well, I think she's
right.
right.
It's every business. You think it's just casino?
Yeah.
And I say, yeah, it's just casino.
No.
That's what
she's
I tell
right.
her.
She's right. It's a plague, right? It's an epidemic in all kinds of industries, but this one happens to mean the most to us, and we are flabbergasted by the fact that it happens in our side.
Don't say no. I want to stick up for everybody. Now you're gonna let them know it's every business.
Doesn't make it right though.
So, too big to fail.
Yes.
You didn't know I was talking about this. This is my other head full of steam.
Okay.
You know about the situation, but you forgot. It was a couple weeks ago. So we get off air at 9 o'clock in the morning. That was my 9 a.m. show that I left. Maybe it was last week. Yeah, it was last week.
We had Matt Boyer on last week.
Yep. 9:10 a.m. I get the phone call from Foxwoods.
Oh. And they say to you.
Well, the guy didn't tell me, but you don't have to tell me because I already know. There's no way it's coincidental that I haven't talked to you in 6 months and you call me at 9:10 a.m. after our show was on. And all I did was simply talk about DraftKings, what their new policy was.
Thank you all for listening, games. Foxwoods.
And I'm going to say it wasn't Foxwoods. I'm going to say it was the DraftKings office here on Durango.
Okay.
That has the show on 24/7, obviously. Mm-hmm. Or at least they have our show on, or your show on. And they probably said, hey, get a hold of Krackomberger. He just talked about us on... But if you guys would listen...
What you're referring to was,
yes.
all we did was read the rules.
All I read was your rule. That's
we
all.
Read your rules.
Read your rule, your new rule.
And it was the rule about, hey, if you make a bet and then... If you make a bet before a change in the odds upon hearing some information,
let's face it,
we have the right to erase the bet.
Yes. Yes.
And
or
so
if
we
you
just
bet
read the
on
rules.
backup running backs and the running back was out,
right.
we have a right to...
If we haven't changed the odds yet.
If we haven't changed the odds yet.
Yeah. That's all we did.
Basically,
we read the rules.
Just read the rules and, we're like I said it yesterday on my podcast. So I just feel that you should hire somebody and pay them to do what we do. I have a guy that reads. He just reads social media. He reads the beat reporters. He's on top of every single notification from many people in the know. So I'm just saying, why can't you guys hire? By the way, I'm not just picking on DraftKings. In general, it's a blanket statement for a lot of these newer companies that have been here 7-8 years. They just don't pay well. They don't pay. So the guy up at top, the guy that's that guy I talked about before, a different company, head of the mountain. And when you get the guys down at the bottom, like someone at risk in the risk department, I think if you're in risk, especially at a public company like DraftKings, you should be making 6 figures a year. Like that should be the minimum. You're controlling millions of dollars in risk, even if it's different departments that you're working in. I think you should, and the problem is you don't. You don't. So I just think companies should pay more. It's not fair when it just came out last week in an article that one of the big two companies in town the CEO made $25 million last year, and yet the average employee makes less than $40,000.
Another thing that's broadly the problem in this this country. So it's all over. Yeah. So
I'm sticking up for sportsbook employees there also. Mm-hmm. I'm not blaming them. So whoever did your little rat job and ratted me out, and they just called me right after I'm on air and say, hey, Krack, when you're over here, you got a little sportsbook problem. By the way, they said I said you could bet $250. Okay, I already knew that already, but they reaffirmed it after we got off air. And I kind of have a little problem with that because how many times have you called me and I had piles of tickets at DraftKings and say, hey, they take $1,000 at the counter. I know the app, they throw people off or they limit them real quick, but at the counter they take $1,000. Resorts in Atlantic City, they take $1,000. And I talk so good about DraftKings. Listen, I beat them for very healthy 6 figures on Banchero. I beat them on a golfer for $80,000. I mean, they paid me a lot of money in the beginning, DraftKings. So I tried to always be fair to them, and even coming in here when DraftKings owned the place, I was always pretty fair to them. But I talked good and bad, little things I didn't like, but nothing really serious. I guess they're just so sensitive that they would call and reaffirm that he's not allowed to be in this. He's not allowed to. We don't want him betting here. That's pretty stupid, to be honest with you, because I talk good and bad. You shouldn't take it so personal. I'm just telling you, I do all this, what I'm doing right now, at the risk of them saying, they're going to be sponsoring a show. We don't want Krackomberger as one of the hosts.
Yeah.
At the risk of costing myself money. Guess what? I don't care. I'm good. I don't need them to sponsor a show with me on or whatever it may be.
Yeah. It's kind of bush league of them.
I didn't like that they called me right away when I left the studio.
But let's be honest, people who aren't used to taking incoming, right? People who aren't used to having anything negative said about them, they're not used to that, and they're going to be thin-skinned about it. But again, we just read the rules. It's what we did.
Yeah,
we read the rules.
Why can't they think of the good stuff?
Are we not allowed to have an opinion on your rules? Is that what you're suggesting? That's basically what it came down to.
I guess. How about this, though, Gil? I'll say it about companies, any company that throws me out or limits me, I'm going to get in anyway. Just that you're not going to know it's me.
I like when you lower your voice.
No, I'm going to get in. I'm in. I'm going to get in. When I'm there, I'm going to be playing. Don't worry. It doesn't matter. Just that you're going to take a little bit longer or maybe more of a disguise from me and we're going to get in. We're going to get in. Why not take $1,000 at the counter from Bill Krackomberger or even $500 on your app and, move your lines around if you think that I'm going to be a winning player or something. But
so is this a draft?
That's not just DraftKings. No, that's a blanket statement for the industry.
No, but I'm saying with the Foxwoods thing, is this a DraftKings thing for you or is it just a Foxwoods thing?
No, it's DraftKings.
It's all a DraftKings
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll try to go like in Massachusetts or something, turn the hat around, put a mustache on. See if I don't know. We'll see.
I don't see Bill anywhere.
Yeah, I don't see him anywhere.
That's right.
No, I mean, but I like going to Fox. And you know what? I told the guy when he called me from Foxwoods, I said, you see what I'm actually up about. I ran a little bit good there this past 12 months. I'm probably up about 50 grand playing video poker there. I ran a little lucky there. But lifetime, forget it. I'm down money there, including the 50. So I have 5-figure swings every time I go there. So he's like, I know, Krack. I'm sorry to be the one that's telling you this. I said, well, listen, you're going to lose my business. I'm probably not going to come there. I love taking that airline flight from Las Vegas right into Hartford.
You like Foxwoods.
I like Foxwoods. Yeah. I guess what? My video poker is my getaway.
Yeah.
So I enjoy doing that. So it's not a giant thing, but I just feel it's something else I should have covered here. But then again, think about it. Why are you so thin-skinned? This is a smidgen. We're all close to the sun here. Our viewers, you don't want, trust me, you don't want our viewers anyway playing. So big deal. So what? VSiN saying something. There's someone on VSiN saying something. You're too big to fail anyway. I mean, really, you're too big to fail. FanDuel and DraftKings.
As they've proven many times, they're too big to fail.
Yeah,
That's
they're too big to fail. They're getting 60%. They have 70% of the market, by the way, those two companies. And of their percentage of betting, you have 50-60% parlay, same game. And by the way, the online casinos, they're destroying people. I mean, so they really shouldn't be so worried about what we're saying here on VSiN, in my opinion.
By the way, did you get a chance to talk to Matt Boyer after his sentencing last week?
I text back and forth with him. We're actually going to have him back on right before he goes away.
Okay.
We're going to have him on again. So, by the way, in case anyone doesn't, I'm sure everyone has a pulse. You know what's going on here. So we had him on Thursday here, last Thursday.
Yeah.
Before he became a national name. The next day,
yes,
he had CNN, the Soft White Underbelly, which is a big internet site. Michael Franchise.
Michael Francesa.
Is it Francis? Okay, but I'm talking about the Franchise, the mobster guy.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Let's call him the real thing, the rat mobster guy. I'll call that part too. But he was on his show. Then he hit ESPN on the weekend, and he's been on many things after that.
Matt Boyer, for those who don't know what we're talking about, he is Shohei Ohtani's interpreter's bookmaker. And what was he sentenced to? A year.
A year and a day.
A year and a day.
Yeah, we worked out a sentencing. I want to tell you something. I'll say it again. So if he wasn't Ohtani's bookmaker, if he was just Joe Blow bookmaker booking millions of dollars, the idea is just to get the money off him normally for the government, which they're going to get about $5 million right now. Another $2 million he agreed to give up. So it's like $7 million that they're getting off of him. That's between fines, penalties, money seized. Lots of times that's good. They just want the money, and they'll say, if we could take the money, don't fight us. Let us have all the money, and we'll just squash this all. because it's the Ohtani situation, that's why he was looking at many years.
Made an example of him.
They made an example of him.
Yeah.
But they really made an example of the Ohtani interpreter. Wow, 57 months.
Yeah.
So here you have a guy that I don't think he even had any felonies or anything on it, any crimes. You know, he's going to probably do 4 years of that in jail. But yeah,
Mizuhara. Yeah.
I like Matt, and a lot of people that in comments on all those shows didn't like Matt. They just thought
we left here, you and I.
Right.
We said to each other off air. What did we say? We said, no matter. I asked him the question: do you believe that Shohei was the one betting? And Matt, without any hesitation, said, no, I don't believe it. I believe that it was, in fact, Ippei Mizuhara, his interpreter. Do I think that Shohei might have known about it? Maybe, yes. But he said, no, absolutely, I don't think that Shohei was the one. And he actually gave the story where he laid eyes on Shohei on the mound while bets were coming in on his phone. And we said, me and you, off air, we said, watch. The people who don't believe that,
right.
It doesn't matter what he says, they're going to absolutely still not believe it. And what happened when we posted that video? The first, 20 of them.
Ooh, there was a lot of them.
You remember that?
Yeah.
They're all like,
I really don't read comments anymore, but I heard from people like,
they're like, Shohei bet, come on.
No, they're going to go after him anyway.
Yeah.
Again, I've talked about this multiple times. Being in the service industry in the early part of my life, I like people that tip, though, and take care of people and worry about the little guy. And I've been with Matt when I played in a couple big tournaments with him. One was in might have been in Costa Rica, and the other one was in the Bahamas, where I got to the finals with him. And I know we made a deal where we said, all right, I wanted to split the money, by the way. I said, Matt, you want to split the money? He's like, Krack, I bet this on one hand. I said, okay. So it's $150,000, $75,000 he didn't want to split it. So he's like, I bet this on one hand, a baccarat. So he says, but if you want to split it, I said, no, I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. Just go ahead, it's fine. He said, well, let's give the dealers $10,000 no matter what. So I like that. That's just how generous he is.
Yeah.
You know, he's just a generous guy, and I kind of like these things. So
I have a question for this is actually a question from a listener. We're having trouble with the internet, so forgive me, the gentleman who tweeted this in earlier, but I'll paraphrase. He remembered, or he heard on your podcast this week that you in a past life worked at a cemetery.
Yeah, when I was a kid. Yeah, when I was like 20.
What did you do there?
I sold mausoleum and cemetery sales. I tell you what.
Yes. Okay.
Nobody has worked more of those jobs. I've done everything.
Okay.
I worked on a boardwalk since I'm 9 years old. Worked all blue collar jobs, radio sales, cemetery sales. People were dying to get in.
All right. Yeah. So I randomly a few weeks ago on the show, because Kelly and I will just say whatever's on our mind. I randomly a few weeks ago I was like, Kelly, have you noticed how there's never new cemeteries? Like there's no grand opening of a cemetery. I'm obviously joking about that. Not that there should be.
But it's a serious thing.
But I say that you never think. So I'm asking you, as someone who worked in that industry, what is the deal with that?
Why there's no new cemeteries?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like there ever is.
I think there's a law. Now, you'd have to find out. Every jurisdiction may be different. I think after 100 years, I think you could put new bodies in.
And that was the big revelation that we got too. Oh, so after about 100 years,
you're done.
Do the bodies get exhumed, or they just leave? They just pile over them?
Listen, anyone that's in North Jersey knows this. Like up in Union, like exit 1, I don't know, exit 150 or. Literally, they told everyone to come. They're putting the Garden State Parkway right through the cemetery.
Right.
And they said, listen, you guys come and, make sure your loved ones are going to be moved, this and that. I remember my grandfather.
I was going to say
tough Hungarian. He's like, Bill, they didn't move any of them that didn't show up. They put the parkway right over. That's where they lived. So they put the parkway right over them. Like the stories you get is just.
So this notion that Nana and Gramps are there in the ground for perpetuity is wrong.
You know, it's funny. I don't like to repeat things. I try not to.
Yeah.
That's on both shows, my podcast. But now that you say that, I mean, look at this yesterday. Piles of cremated human remains found right outside of Las Vegas. So now that you're saying that, this cemetery or this place had there's piles. They just emptied. Like there's 100 people.
Yeah.
They don't know where bodies came from. They're everyone's overstocked. They find ways to get rid of things.
Anyway, that came up on Twitter during the show today. People wanted to ask you this. This is from.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and this last one. Let's end on a kumbaya. You want to end on a kumbaya note here? This is from. I want to get The Twitter's going crazy here. This is from TWJD. Says, hey, Bill, I agree with your point about Mike. However, you, Mike, and Steve are valuable assets to VSiN. I hope there's a way y'all can work out your disagreements and continue to be an awesome asset to VSiN.
Wow, whoever said that.
That's a very nice
If I don't follow
tweet.
you, I'm going to follow you.
TJW Todd. Is
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. That's really nice. I do. I want the kumbaya. Yeah.
All right, so tell people before, because obviously NFL season kicks off tonight. You're on Dallas. What are your big...
Small play.
Small play. Do you have big positions on week one, on Sunday?
No, not really.
Not really?
No, these lines have been up.
Really.
Well, these lines have been up so long.
Yeah.
It's not fair to tell you what I have.
That's right.
I bet stuff 3 months ago that were +1, that's -2 now. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not.
Yeah.
That's not really fair to do that. That's the penalties you get. But there are going to be some difference with me this year. I've never given out any NFL sides already. I come right in, start right out with Dallas as a. But again, that would literally be like 1/3 or 1/4 of what you put on an NFL player prop tonight. For something like that. But yeah. So before I go off air here, this next 2 minutes, something on that podcast, and I forget the guy's names. You know they were. Start naming. Here's something.
Jason Lisk.
Jason Lisk.
Yeah.
Start naming 20 teams you're comfortable with using this season to win.
Talking about Survivor.
Yes. Start naming 20 teams. You're going to run out way before number 20.
Oh, for sure.
Wow.
You will.
It's so true when he said that. I was yes.
You will inevitably in Survivor
yes.
have weeks where you feel uncomfortable.
Yes.
You have to know that going in.
Yeah,
you will not have 20, by the way, because of the Thanksgiving and Christmas quirks at Circa. You will never go through a season 20 times and always feel great about it. It just won't happen because, first of all, Thanksgiving and Christmas, that already is a muted pool of teams, right? So that is obviously the biggest crunch. But there's going to be a week or two where you're ending up having to take, well, I guess I'm going to have to take the Atlanta Falcons this week. It's like it's not going to be that comfortable.
Now, let me ask you.
Yeah.
What does Gil Alexander do tonight? What do you do? Where are you going?
Tonight I'm going to watch the game at home.
Wow. All right, what time are we having this?
When the game is on. What do you mean what time we're having this?
We have a little pre-festivity. I'll be over there.
No, because I'm watching tennis right before that, right? Because I have a bet on the Pagula-Sabalenka match. Okay. And then I'm watching the football game. Tomorrow,
so you're watching alone, though. You sit and watch the game alone.
Sundays,
good for you.
In order to do guessing lines the next morning, because it's really detailed, I have to be by myself. I cannot be in a sports book.
Okay.
But Friday night here, Sao Paulo game, I'll probably be in a sports book watching that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just didn't. People are so shocked that where are you going to be? Wait for the games. I'm coming in. I got to be honest with you. Very rare. Very, very rare.
I don't want to be
around.
To
a sports book.
No.
It's very rare.
If you will never see me around on Sundays because I can't possibly take in all the details of every game that way. Speaking of which, I am super reliant on Red Zone. And we just found out Red Zone has commercials this year, which sent everybody into
How much is
Red?
I don't know. I'm going to get it. I just didn't do it yet. I forgot about it until you just said it. How much is Red Zone?
No, it's part of my YouTube TV.
Oh, YouTube TV you get it as a package. Yeah. Right. No, I know there was some change this
year. Maybe I do buy it edition.
No, because there was like ESPN bought it now. They said there was going to be.
Isn't that amazing? Like you asked me, and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm even buying.
Yeah, no, we don't know what we pay for. I just wondered for people. That's all.
It's awful.
Yeah,
it's awful.
Oh, good job. Hopefully I see you next week.
Bill, I think you'll be here. Bill Krackomberger, everybody.
Thanks for watching, but don't let the betting insights end here. If you want an extra edge this football season, you can get a month of VSiN Pro right now absolutely free. That means access to our betting insights, analysis, and tools like our betting splits at zero cost to you. Click the link in the description to sign up.